Well, 2002 was an iconic year, guys. Let's jump into our next segment. Lots of awesome movies came out. This is a segment where we break down a year of movies, our favorite ones. Wade's going to jump into the animated. He's going to go into the box office, I believe, right, Wade?
Yep, we got a lot to go. We got a lot to go through for this one. 2002 is crazy. So, just a reminder, I'm the only one that knows the picks. These guys don't know them yet.
Let's do it.
We do got to jump into this first. Some honorable tops of 2002 because we can't not mention these. So we actually chose 4 of them for this one. That would be Star Wars: Attack of the Clones, Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire, 2002, Lord of the Rings, Two Towers, and Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets.
Oh yeah.
So these ones would make these are just obviously obvious ones, but we've already talked at length about them. All of us would have
talked about all 4 of these, so we just decided to make them honorable tops. These will not be in our picks. And then I did have to also mention Jacob actually had 2 from 2002 in our top 10.
His favorite year of all time.
If you can believe this. So Jacob's picks will be, well, his picks from the top 10 series were Catch Me If You Can and Chicago. So, yeah, his picks will actually be his number 6, 7, and 8 top of 2002. That's crazy.
Oh my gosh! Because you're right. This would be 1, 2, and actually I think Two Towers might have been 1. And then you had 4, 5, and 6 right there on that screen too.
Yeah, that's hilarious. So we just had to get that out of the way. The rest of them will be, straight from there. So I guess we'll just
guys.
I texted Wade today. I texted him that. I was like, "You're getting my 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th picks."
Nice.
It's just funny. All right, guys, let's jump into it.
John's
number 3.
Let's go.
Yeah. This. Gosh, when did I first watch this movie? It was a while ago. Probably 2004 was when I first watched this.
Oh my gosh.
And I was, dude. When I first watched it, I was kind of freaked out by it because
you were 6 years old.
Oh yeah. the 3 bald people just sitting in the tank, just staring at the ceiling, seeing the future and screaming. That freaked me out. I was like, I can't go to bed now. But now, watching it again, I'm like, oh, I love this movie so much. I don't know, Tom Cruise does such a great job. He's a phenomenal actor. But I think in this movie, Tom Cruise took a serious pay reduction. I'm pretty sure because he wanted this movie to get made, and so but yeah, it's the movie's about this Washington D.C. takes place in Washington D.C. and it's the unit he's a part of is called pre-crime. So they have these 3 people that can see the future and detect who's going to kill somebody, and so they go after these people and they arrest them and they put them in this weird jail where they are just kind of asleep the whole time. I don't know, but then one case they get, it's Tom Cruise's character. He's shown seen as the person to commit murder, and so he's trying to run away and trying to figure out why this is happening. So I don't know, I loved it. I always enjoy it. I when I watch it, it's just a great movie.
It kind of gets into some weird stuff though, because it's you would just arrest everybody because at some point somebody's going to commit a crime.
That's the only thing. It's I don't know how they don't.
Everybody would have to be perfect.
Dive super deep, but yeah, I mean, I don't know.
But it's a fun time. I understand.
It's a fun movie. Yeah.
It's a classic Tom Cruise, Minority Report, classic action movie.
Yeah, and he's running away, and then on top of that, he's dealing with he's still struggling to get over losing his son because in the movie his son gets in the past he from his past his son gets abducted and they never find him, so he's struggling to kind of move on from that, and so and then that's kind of a part of it, and it's a good movie. It's a good movie. I like it.
Nice.
Cool.
Sweet.
Have you seen it, Jacob?
Minority.
Yeah.
Wow. Dang.
He's not a minority.
Minority.
That's funny. All right, let's jump into the next one. Jacob's
Yes.
number
What? Oh, I forgot about this movie. I've never-
Drumline, baby.
Dude,
Guys,
Drumline,
this
classic.
movie, it sucks. I mean, really.
Oh.
The story's thin. The acting's bad.
It is bad.
The music's really not all that great. But I've probably seen it 30 times. Just
Oh my
because
gosh.
when my high school band teacher was out, he left us, which was frequent. He left us just a rotation of movies to watch, and that rotation was Ocean's 11 and Drumline. And he always left us with a worksheet. What does the music in this movie sound like, or how did they implement music in this movie? It was all bull, but yeah. So it just was kind of a classic. Obviously, I was a part of school drumline for 8 years in high school and college. So it's always kind of been, they say people, when they make a movie about a topic and someone's an expert in that topic, they're usually able to dissect it. And I think this is really the only time I've been able to, they'll say like doctors will watch like Grey's Anatomy and like vomit because it's so bad, or like spies watching like spy movies are like, okay, someone who's been in a drumline for a long time is going to find a lot of things that are going to make them laugh out loud in this. But it kind of, because it was just this kind of like goofy kind of movie, it influenced a lot of stuff in kind of that culture, this band culture of kids in the like turn of like the 2010s. And it just kind of like we'd go to band camps with other schools, and people would make a joke like from this movie, and everybody would get it. So it was just kind of like a cultural touch point. Honestly, Nick Cannon's actually pretty good. It's all the other acting in the movie that's gonna make you upset. Actually, Zoe Saldana's in this too. I think she's great. And it's ridiculous that she's in this. It must have been one of her first movies. But yeah,
That's
like
awesome.
all the other drumline people and like the band director, it's just.
The band director, I forgot.
Yeah, you're probably not going to have a good time watching this movie, unless
I haven't seen it.
real.
I haven't seen it.
Really can't.
No.
It's pretty classic for band kids,
Yeah.
Really?
Jacob, the question is, do you play by ear like him or no?
There's a ridiculous part. So the whole point of the movie is that the main character only plays music by ear. He can't read music. And so they don't want to let him in the drum line, even though he's the best drummer they've ever seen.
Yeah, like he has all the pieces memorized.
Yeah,
by ear.
It's ridiculous. And yeah, you can play things by ear and learn, but at that point, it's so easy to translate that to music. Whatever, it makes no sense. A couple of times the music doesn't even line up with what you're seeing, which is really frustrating. All in all,
yikes.
like I said, this movie's like a rite of passage for band kids. And I
need to watch it.
And yeah, so I had to give it number 3.
Yeah, number 3, right?
8, 9, whatever.
Yeah,
Dude, this movie was always on TV.
That's
it. Like anytime you turn the TV on, it would be on one channel. It'd be like, oh, here it is, Drumline.
That's hilarious.
It was always on TV. Guys, there is you're not going to believe this.
A 4K?
No,
4K
there's an
Steelbook.
extended edition.
Oh.
And it's like
footage never before seen.
Oh,
it's like 15 minutes longer, and it's really boring. It ruins the pacing of the movie. Because it's like 15 minutes of like them talking in the library.
Wow, that's hilarious.
Oh,
yeah, that'll make you want to drop out of school.
Dang.
Nice.
All right, let's jump into the next one. This is our first overlap.
Let's go.
This is Cam and Mai's number 3, and actually Jacob's number 2. So
yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, we all like movie. Ice Age. I mean, understandably so. This is a crazy good animated movie. Not even by some of the big ones. I think isn't it like 20th Century Fox or something?
Yeah, it was like Fox and Blue Sky. I think
so good.
Yeah, just some small.
And they like knocked it out of the park with this. Like Sid the Sloth. I mean, what a classic character, and you know, Diego the lion. The part that always gets me is Diego like scaring the baby, but he's like trying to play peekaboo.
Yeah,
You know,
Diego's arc is so good from bad
Yeah.
guy to good guy. Like,
Yeah.
man,
Good
so
arc.
good. And they're like trying to save a human baby, you know?
Yep.
So good.
And it's
lot
these
of heart in
animals
this
that
movie.
like you don't see, you know. So it's like it's just cool to see them.
Yeah. Love it. Love it. Everything about it. Manny is a standout. He's just like he's the reluctant hero, but ends up being like the dad, you know, the father figure to all of these characters, you know, even in the sequels, which I'm not big on the sequels, more so big on this one, you know.
Mhm.
I like a
But
few of the sequels.
yeah, I haven't
I
seen him in a
caught
long
I
time.
caught some of one that had like pirates, and I thought it was pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie.
You got to watch the Meltdown. The Meltdown's a good one.
I remember that one. That's
Yeah,
the
I remember
second
that
one.
one.
The classic squirrel, like with the
I
nut
remember the
too.
second
The
one.
Oh
whole
yeah, the
movie.
squirrel with
Oh,
the
yeah.
nut. Yes, that's
Yeah.
like a great little
Remember-
thing.
Remember when the studio finally closed down? Like they finally like closed the doors, and they at the end they finally like their final animation was the squirrel getting
Yeah,
the
they made
nut.
one last animation.
Yeah.
You finally got the nut.
Wow.
Finally
Oh.
He
gets
gets
the
it
nut.
and he eats it. Yeah.
And actually, I was like, this is kind of sad. Like all my life, just the whole story is like him trying to find his nut.
Wow.
Yeah, like he gets frozen and then he's on an island.
Yeah,
and
then he finds.
doesn't he
finds
cause he causes Pangea to form the continents?
Yeah.
There's so many crazy things like that. Yeah.
I love it.
It's honestly genius writing. It's really good.
Oh, we got some
You got a
comments. Let's
comment.
go.
Fantastic.
I-
100%
They say
agree,
it
lad.
is.
Yes,
fantastic.
it's so freaking good.
Mhm.
Love it. I think I watched it at your house for the first time, probably, John.
Really?
We watched all
I'm
of
assuming,
all
yeah.
these movies
I
at
think
John's
so.
house for the first time, probably.
A lot of these movies we've watched with you, John. I
Yeah.
feel like, yeah.
Mhm.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's a
I
great
love it.
it's a great movie. Not much else to say, I
Let's
guess,
move on.
about it, really. You know.
I mean, it's just a classic, you know?
All right,
Oh,
John.
I haven't seen this.
number
You haven't
2.
seen it?
John.
No, I need to.
Dude, I was obsessed with this movie. Obsessed with.
I
this
remember,
movie.
John. I
Say the
remember
name.
you being-
What's the name of it?
Equilibrium. All right, guys. This came out in 2002. This was like, so when The Matrix came out, there was a lot of studios trying to like emulate that and trying to do it like that, their own Matrix style. And so
Yeah.
this is one of the few where it's actually good. Like I loved it. The gun, it's like gun kung fu, whatever you call it. And
Yeah,
it's
Gun
like-
Fu.
yeah, gun fu. But it takes place in the future. It's like after World War III. Like the nukes, they've destroyed pretty much all of civilization, and so like the last remnants of humanity come together. And so in order to like not have another world war, they take this drug that just kind of like shuts off. Like they don't have any joy, they don't have any happiness or sadness, or like they don't feel anything. So they don't want people to like be angry.
So they're just
But-
like at equilibrium.
Yeah, equilibrium. Everybody's just like playing like nothing.
Docile.
Yeah, and then there are groups of people that don't want to be on this drug, and so they're like kind of like living outside the boundaries, like this city.
Oh.
And so they go after them and like kind of like kill them all, like make sure nothing happens. Like they don't want them to do anything. And so and also they have like they kind of like collect all these antiques, like art
Of the
and-
old world.
Yeah, the old world, old
Oh.
world. And then they like when they find it, they burn it all. And yeah, it's like they don't want.
It is
any-
like a twist on the Matrix almost, where it's like,
What's
oh,
funny is Christian Bale looks like Neo here.
yeah, and he's
yeah, the high
one of the-
collar.
Yeah, he's and Christian Bale's character, he's like the best of this organization that like they go after these people. I forget what they call him, but like then he starts to like the cracks in him start to show, and like he starts like stops taking the drug, and then he starts to feel and like have like affection
Oh.
for a girl, and then he like kind of go like joins the rebellion. And but dude, when my sisters rented it from Encore Video. If you guys, do you remember Encore?
Yeah,
Tell
I
it-
remember. I remember. Yeah.
we rented the movie from there, from that place, and we watched it, and I was like, dude, this is so good. So like the action is great. It's over the top, but like it's great action and like and who's that? Who else? It's Christian Bale. Oh my gosh. What? Who's? I'm going blank on his name.
It feels like one of those movies that's like lost, you know, like
Yeah,
nobody
it
talks
is
about
like when you
this.
see it, you're like, oh dang. Oh, Sean Bean, he's in it. He's in it for a little bit.
Nice.
Yeah. But yeah,
Huh.
he's in
Yeah.
it for a little bit, and it's a fun movie, and there's one scene where it's like really sad. Is like they find a bunch of dogs, and so they're like, "All right, kill them all." And so they just go in there and they start shooting them, and then you hear all the dogs getting shot. You're like, "Oh my gosh!" And then one escapes, and it goes to Christian Bale's character, and he picks it up, and it's like a little puppy, and he's like, it licks his face. And he's like he doesn't want to show anything, so he like is about to give it back to like the police, and then he's like, "No, I gotta take it. I'll do it myself." Blah blah blah. And then it's just it's just some of the stuff in that movie. It's crazy.
Wow.
It's like
Dang.
who came up with this?
I need to
But-
see it. I need to see
yeah.
it. Nice.
So Equilibrium.
Cool.
Never dose.
All right. This is our second and last overlap, but Cam and I's number
Yes!
2.
Whoa, wait, we've had the same list?
No, almost, Cam. Everyone's
Oh,
got a
okay.
different number 1, so don't
That's
worry.
a great screen cap.
Yeah, I love
Signs.
that. That's great.
Okay, I watched this about what was it, a year and a half, 2 years ago with Jacob and John. They were like,
Yeah.
"You've never seen this? We have to watch it." I was like, "Okay."
It's so good.
And dude, blown away by this. This movie is so good. M. Night
M. Night.
Shyamalan Signs, and yeah, man,
Dude.
it's like
Kieran Culkin.
Mhm.
What the
yeah,
heck?
yeah. I would like ascribe it to kind of like an earlier version of like A Quiet Place, just like Alien Invasion,
Oh yeah.
but it's like on a farm somewhere.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's so good, and man, Mel Gibson, his character arc in it is so intriguing. Just he's
Yeah.
a priest, but he's away from a priest because his wife died. But then this alien invasion happens, and basically brings him back. But yeah, man,
Crazy that the wife like says some gibberish in her death, but then it turns out to be like some sort of premonition of his
Right.
the most like
Yeah.
terrifying moment of his life. He's like,
Mhm.
swing away to Joaquin Phoenix, and he like takes
that
the
part
bat.
that gets me watching it like when I was older, watching that and like swing away, and that's what like her last words is to her her husband, but also her brother. Like I don't know why but that gets me. But yeah, and Joaquin Phoenix in this movie is also great. He's
Oh,
so
my word.
funny.
Yeah, it's wild
Yeah.
to see him as a good guy for once. You know?
This
Yeah,
this movie's
seriously.
so funny because for our generation, it's like the classic like kids in elementary school telling
Yeah.
you like, or in middle school telling you like you have to see this movie Signs when it's on TV,
Yeah.
and it's on HBO and it's 10:30 at night and you watch it, and I got scared, man. And
Dude,
it was
The
just
filming is awesome in this, by the
Yeah.
way. They don't show you the alien
They
very
don't
much.
show you the alien.
so
and that's-
that
they don't
that
need
freaks
to,
the
though.
kid out more because the kid's
Yeah.
imagination is
It builds the
yeah.
anticipation.
Yeah.
The scene in the basement, like the jump
Oh.
scare in the basement, gets
Yeah,
me every time.
That got I watched it with my parents. That got my mom, and she screamed. She's like, ah!
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Well, dude, we finished the movie, and after it was like, that wasn't that scary. And then, like, I'm laying in bed that night, and I'm like, I am not looking out my window right now. Because
Yeah.
that scene where he just
On the
looks
roof.
over and is just
Looks up
standing
and
on the
there's-
roof
yeah.
of the barn.
Yep.
It's like, oh my goodness.
Wild.
So it got me, though, like,
Yeah.
underlying got me. It's just like, it holds up to this day,
I love that meme. It's like this group of guys, and they have a sign, and it has the picture of the alien walking across the street, and it's like what's his name? The director's name? I can never
M.
pronounce
Night.
M. Night Shyamalan. He's like, this scene like destroyed me when I was 6 years old. And he takes a picture with him. It's so funny because that scene was also that scared the
the
crap out of
TV
me.
scene is
Yeah.
Also hilarious that M. Night makes he makes himself the guy who kills
Yeah.
the wife in the
Yeah.
car accident.
Yeah.
Like, what?
That was kind of
He's
weird.
always cameoing in his own movies. He
Yeah,
always makes
yeah.
a sort of
Yeah.
little role that's a little more than a cameo, but not really a full part.
Exactly. Yeah. I love it. Is this M. Night's best movie?
No, there's no way.
What's his best movie
I
then?
would say
Last Airbender, of
It's a
course.
sleeper. People sleep on this film a lot. I feel
You
like
think Sixth Sense?
Probably.
Jake?
probably.
I'm saying in your opinion.
I mean, yeah,
Wow.
I'd say Split is probably better too. Split
yeah,
and
right
Oh,
on the
Split is
Unbreakable.
pretty good. Split is
Yeah,
really good.
and I wouldn't say Glass. I mean, that was a fun finale, but Unbreakable and Split are probably a little
They're
better.
really fun. They are really fun, for sure. Good one, Wade. I love it.
Yep,
That's
you
crazy.
too,
We had
Cam.
the same 3 and 2.
Yep. Okay. Honorable mentions time. Now, before we get in, I got to tell this quick story. I was texting Jacob, and I was like, he sent me his list of honorable mentions, like 2 of them. I was like, it's like, dude, what about this movie? And he was like, oh yeah, add that. And then he's like, where do you get your list from? And I sent him the Wikipedia one that I got, and then he's like, oh wow, and then sends me like 8 more. So everyone sent me like so many honorable mentions from 2002, and you're gonna see how crazy it is.
Okay,
we
you
start getting
remember
into it.
we did 2001 and 2000, and you guys kept on showing movies, and I was like, hey, I like that one too. Whatever list I was using just not comprehensive whatsoever.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
look, we're gonna get through. We have to get through a lot pretty quick. So like minimal, like very quick,
yeah.
like why you liked it. You don't have to break down the whole movie. All right.
Cool.
All right. First thing first, we always start with Disney animated original films from the year 2002. We got Lilo and Stitch, Cinderella 2, Hunchback of Notre Dame 2, Tarzan and Jane, and Mickey's House of Mouse.
A lot of sequels
Villains.
there. Jeez.
A lot of
Yeah.
sequels that are just probably not the best. I haven't seen any of them, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But
Lilo
Cam,
and
Jacob,
Stitch.
and I are all in on Lilo and Stitch for an honorable mention. I almost put this as my number 3, but I decided for Ice Age instead.
I love Lilo and Stitch so much. I want to see the live action. Like that's like, even though I know live actions sometimes are not that good, but love this cartoon. Love the concept. It feels very original. I love the Hawaiian setting, but also aliens with powers and all that. And so I love it.
It's perfect. It's great.
You guys said it. Awesome movie.
Cool. And if you don't see one that you think is supposed to come out, we might talk about it later. So Disney original movies.
Nice.
You got the Santa Claus 2.
Oh,
Country Bears, which the Country Bears, it's
that terrified me as a kid.
that thing
Really?
in Disney World where you go and sit and watch it. But
So
apparently
scary.
they made a movie in 2002. I haven't
Oh,
seen it.
so scary. So uncanny valley.
Yeah.
Terrifying bears.
Yeah, and then the other 2 we got are The Rookie and Snow Dogs. So I'll just say about The Rookie, I watched it recently. It's Dennis Quaid. He's a 38-year-old, I think, and he ends up being able to throw a 98-mile-an-hour fastball. So they bring him into the MLB, and he throws really fast pitches as an older guy. So it's a good story.
Nice.
So
Never
Snow
seen it.
Dogs, Jacob. Yeah.
He's from Miami. He finds out he's Alaskan. He goes to Alaska. He meets dogs. It's hilarious. Cuba
Means
Gooding.
dogs. Yeah,
It's great.
pretty much.
That's cool.
If you haven't seen it, you probably won't like it if you watch it now.
Yeah, one of those that might not hold up. Yep.
Sarah and I actually just watched it on a snow day recently. We were watching a bunch of snow, ice themed movies, and we watched it, and I'm glad I'm nostalgic for it.
Yeah, that's the only way sometimes. I just wanted to mention Nickelodeon movies real quick. None of these I've even seen, but Hey Arnold the movie, Wild Thornberrys the movie, and then this movie Clock Stoppers.
Never seen them.
Yeah, I've just seen the VHSs and sold them a few times, but yeah, not the best year for Nickelodeon. Unless there's probably people that love these though. So
Yeah, I've seen these movies like all the time growing up, but never watched them.
all right, and of course kids movies because we were all kids in 2002. You got the WB, Powerpuff Girls, and Pokemon Forever. Jacob.
Nice.
It's about Celebi, the mythical Pokemon, guardian of the forest, and they're tearing the forest down. We had this one on VHS. Actually, I think we probably still do. And
That's cool.
I watched
That
it
one's
a
worth
lot.
money.
Is it really?
Yeah, probably like $10 to $15.
Oh well,
Not like crazy money.
yeah.
Not worth it.
All right, and then we got a few. Well, DreamWorks. DreamWorks did have Spirit, Stallion of the Cimarron or whatever, and that movie's okay.
That's actually one of my wife's favorite movies.
Oh, really? It's one
Same
of my
with Morgan.
same with mine. Yeah. So I haven't seen it though. So
Never seen
anyway,
Godspeed Soldiers.
it. Matt Damon.
yep. So then we got a couple other
Matt
kids
Damon.
movies. Kermit's Swamp
Matt
Years, based on the Muppets. Kermit. I never watched it, but I remember seeing
Swamp
the trailer.
Years. What the freak?
Yep. And then we got an honorable mention for Jacob, Spy Kids 2.
Yes.
The
What is
Island
it?
of
The
Lost
Island of
Dreams.
Lost Dreams.
You think God too stays in heaven because he lives in fear of what he created?
Is that a line from it?
Yeah,
That's
that's
a
a line.
line.
That's a
from
line.
Spy Kids 2.
Is this the one with Elijah Wood?
No, that's the third
No,
one.
third
This
one.
is the one with Steve Buscemi as the guy
Yeah.
who makes all these like little animals and they all got too big and he gets trapped on his island. And he muses that line to himself. He's like, I hide in it's hilarious. Yeah.
It's
Oh
funny.
man,
These movies are crazy, aren't they? Those Spy Kids.
They're so good.
never seen them.
Yeah, I haven't either.
Wow.
Yeah, we didn't grow up watching them. Cam and I have like similar.
I love first one,
movies we
second one.
watched.
That's the only one I watched. I only cared
Dude, the
about
third
those
one's
two.
the best. I'm gonna honorable mention the third one. We gotta, if we're gonna ever do watch parties again, it's these movies.
Oh no!
because
You're
it's
in for
good
a
now
ride.
because it's full of relevant actors who we still see.
Yeah.
But it's so zany.
Yeah.
Dang.
Nice.
All right, and last one on here, Cam. Jonah, a VeggieTales movie.
Let's go. I loved this growing up. Like these like washed up pirates who don't do anything. You know, they don't do any
Yeah,
crime.
and then they use them for the story of Jonah.
Exactly. I love it. You gotta love it.
That's an epic movie.
It is.
That is a classic. Yep.
Yeah. I haven't seen it in a long time.
All right, and of course we've got to do John's chick flick pick of the week.
This is my favorite segment on the podcast.
John, 2 weeks notice.
It's it's about a it has my girl Sandra Bullock. She's in it. She puts her 2 weeks in, and her boss is he's this big millionaire,
Hugh Grant.
Hugh Grant, and so they have a relationship, but it's just like coworkers, and they kind of like fall for each other by the end. So it's a good rom-com. I love it. They don't make movies like this anymore. So
They don't.
Good.
shut up.
Which
Wow.
I did see we are getting a chick flick this year, The Materialist, with Pedro Pascal and Chris Evans fighting for the love of a woman.
Of course, Pedro Pascal.
So yeah,
Everything.
that's coming.
I actually kind of want
John,
to see that one.
you should go see that, John.
Cool.
I'll go
John,
see it with Kristen.
we will
I'll
always
go see that one with you.
All right.
John, we will always have a chick flick for your pick, hopefully. So
Okay.
this is a
Depends
great,
what
great
year it
new
is.
segment.
Every year-
after a certain year, I stopped. I was like, these are kind of bad.
That's
So.
true.
Nice.
All right, we got big movies of 2002.
Oh.
We got Big Fat Liar, Big Bad Love, Big Trouble in My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
A lot of bigs this year.
A lot of bigs for some reason.
Jake, Big Fat Liar.
Honorable
Did you guys-
mention.
Did you guys ever watch Big Fat Liar?
Yes, I've seen it.
Dude, I love that movie.
Amanda Bynes,
When they made him jump in the pool and he was all blue.
Paul Giamatti. Yep.
Yeah,
Oh man.
I have vague memories of it. I don't think
I
I've
remember
seen it.
watching
wrote
it,
a
feeling
movie,
like I
right?
was like, I felt like I was gonna get in trouble for watching it. I remember that,
Yeah.
being like, oh, I don't.
Well, just
I
the
don't know
name
if I'm
itself, liar.
allowed- Yeah,
Big
I was
Fat.
like, oh no. Yeah, it's not. It's
That's funny. We also got 8 of 2000.
Nice.
So you got 8 Mile,
Nice.
the Eminem story, 8 Crazy Nights, and 8-Legged Freaks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good
Nothing
old 8
crazy,
Mile.
right?
Yeah. Haven't seen 8 Mile.
But guys, 2002 is crazy.
So much stuff.
There's a
Look
lot.
at all this, dude. This is everything else besides the crazy
yeah, I was
honorable tops and our top picks. I mean, it's like nothing here is like super bad. So I
There's
mean,
so
I'll
many.
mention a few around. So Gangs of New York, Men in Black 2, Austin Powers Goldmember, The Scorpion King, Stuart Little 2, Die Another Day, Like Mike, Sweet Home Alabama,
Sweet
The
Home-
Master of Disguise.
Yep.
And then I'll just say my honorable mention on here real quick is A Walk to
Classic.
Remember. It's one of the only chick flicks that I've
Oh my gosh.
I
I think
actually
no,
enjoyed.
that one I think my sisters watched that one the most. I remember that one a lot. Like,
Yeah, that it actually gets me emotional because it's got a
Blade
Yeah.
pretty good
2,
story,
Norman
so.
Reedus. He's in it. Awesome action.
Really?
Blade 2. Love it. I love it. Okay, sorry.
Cool. Now, John, you,
Oh,
you got
no,
3
yeah.
on here.
oh,
Four
yeah.
Feathers.
Quickly name
I
them
love
all.
Four
and-
Feathers too, John. I didn't know that was on
Yeah,
here.
I love that movie. Yeah, it's a great movie. You know, takes place during the Great Britain's empire, like the British imperialism in Sudan. I'm pretty sure.
Nice, yeah.
And yeah, just a good movie. And then Rain
Cool.
of Fire. I know
What
Wade
about-
doesn't like this, but it is a classic. I love dragons. It's so cool.
You need nostalgia for that. I'm sorry. It's
Matthew
bad.
McConaughey and Christian Bale. How can you go wrong with that?
Yeah,
Yeah, you
Gerard
have
Butler's
fast
in it
cut,
as
blurry action scenes with like their four heads are chopped off in every scene, and it's kind of rough story. I'm sorry. I'll stop.
K-19, The Widowmaker, John.
Yep, another submarine
That's a
movie.
John movie. That's a John Job movie.
Another
That's a good
sub
one.
movie.
Liam
That's
Neeson
funny.
and Harrison Ford. Dude, it's a good one.
Dang,
Show
it's a
it to you
goodie.
guys.
Dang. Yeah, a lot of good ones on here, Wade.
All right, and then we've got how many for Jacob here? 5.
Yeah, 5
5
more.
picks for Jacob.
Fuck.
Real quick, break them all down. Why are they
Star
out
Trek
there?
Nemesis was the last Star Trek: The Next Generation movie. The movies that followed Picard and the crew of the Enterprise D. And that was the 10th movie overall, and it was the last one until J.J. Abrams rebooted it about 10 years later. Actually, less than 10. I guess that came out in 2009. The villain is played by a pretty young Tom Hardy, who's supposed to be a clone of Patrick Stewart. He doesn't do a great job, but the movie's kind of fun anyways. It's really weird because 2002 they were getting better CGI, and it's just funny seeing all the old crappy Next Generation people with okay CGI. So yeah, that was kind of the end of Star Trek for a while. So that was cool. Red Dragon, prequel to Silence of the Lambs, not as good as Silence of the Lambs, but Anthony Hopkins is still really good in it. Pianist
I didn't know they did that.
is
Pianist is good.
yeah, the Pianist about the Holocaust. Nothing fun. It'll just kind of ruin your afternoon. But it's a really good movie, so I gotta mention it. City of God is a Brazilian movie about 2 friends who grew up together in the slums of Rio. It's Ciudad of God or something. I don't speak Portuguese. The whole thing's in Portuguese. You got to do some serious reading when you watch it because it's like 3 hours of subtitles. One grows up to become like a journalist and a photographer, and the other grows up to be a crime lord, and it's kind of about their story throughout their entire lives. And it's based on a true story. Really impactful stuff, and pretty darn entertaining too. And then the Crocodile Hunter, Collision Course.
Let's go.
I'm actually sad that this is so far down on the list because it means a lot to me because it is it's the first movie I ever remember seeing it in theaters. I saw it in a movie theater in Ocean City, Maryland on a rainy day in 2002 when we were on vacation. And it's actually probably the oldest movie I have in my collection. I think
Wow.
Jake, were you
That's
5
cool.
years old? 6 years old?
I would have been that summer. I would have been 4 or 5. Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that this DVD is from 2002 or 3. Because I think
Wow, that's
we
cool.
love this movie so much that they bought it for us. And so let's find out if there's any disc rot.
Dude.
Oh,
Disc rot. I don't believe it's real, honestly.
actually,
I've never
we
seen
got
it.
some right
so-
here.
John, you seem emotional about it.
Dude. Steve Irwin, Dan.
You're sad about him?
He's
you know,
awesome.
I grew up watching him, like the show he did all the time when I was like little and homeschooled. And when the day he died, dude, it broke me. It affected
Yeah.
me. I was like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
what? Like I was so
Yeah,
upset.
it
I was
is
like,
tragic.
stupid Stingray. I was so angry. I love that meme.
Wow.
It's like men today if they had a time machine. It's like going back and saving Steve Irwin.
It's like, hey, don't
Don't
go in that boat. Yeah.
Hey, but it's okay because his son's a underwear model now, so it's all okay now.
Dude,
Yeah, I saw that.
Australia has never been the same.
Yep.
Wow, dang. All right, let's get into our last mentions.
Laggy logs?
So I did get some people's. I got Laggy Log's pick. His pick was the original Spider-Man, he said, or Treasure Planet. And now we'll talk
Dang.
about that in a minute. But and then I also got Jacob's wife, Sarah. We've had her on the pod before. I asked her what her pick was, and then she said
Let's
Ice
go.
Age, which
Yeah,
we can
yeah.
agree with that. That was a good one.
Classics.
All right, guys, before I jump to the next one, the top 4 grossing were our 4 top honorable mentions. What order do you think they
Oh.
were in?
Uh,
What do you think number 1 was? Let's just go with that.
Spider-Man.
Think
Lord of the
Spider-Man made the
Rings.
most?
I should know this. I feel like Spider-Man.
Actually, it might be Harry Potter.
Well, you know, yeah.
Oh, Spider-Man. I was wrong.
Nope. Spider-Man is at 403
Dang.
million made the most. Lord of the Rings 2 Towers was second actually at 339 million. Then Star Wars Episode 2, 302 million. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets 261 million.
Oh
and
my
Big
gosh!
Fat Greek
Big
Wedding.
Fat Greek Wedding. That's
41
insane.
So good.
Dude, the rom-coms
Yeah,
used
what
to
the
do it
heck?
back then.
That movie
you know?
was so popular. Oh my gosh,
Oh.
yeah.
So funny.
It was. I remember our parents loved it.
I
when
love
came
it.
out.
It's a great movie.
It is a good movie. I love it too.
John, you.
I like it too, Jay.
All right, guys. I said we'd talk about it again, so let's go ahead and do it.
Oh!
number one.
Love this
Treasure
movie,
Planet.
Jay.
Dude, I don't know where to begin. I don't know why I loved it when I was like. There's something about it.
It's
Yeah,
Treasure
Treasure
Planet,
Planet,
by the way,
guys.
for audio.
I don't know why, but like I think it has to do with like, just like the music's really good in it. I really like the music. But like the story of how this young boy is like, he goes out on an adventure for like the first time. He leaves home, and he is just kind of like, it's based on the book Treasure Island, kind of, I guess, loosely. But it's like in space, and but like the animation in this movie is also really good. Like this was like Disney's like last like
Hand drawn.
film. Yeah, hand drawn. I think
So good.
they it's kind of a lot when it came out. They put it like when the weekend it came out was like Friday before Harry Potter, I think, or was it? I can't remember exactly the date, but like they put it on a weekend where everybody knew it wasn't gonna succeed, and so I think Disney was kind of like trying to like move away from hand drawn animation, and so they're
So
like,
sad.
all right, which is it is upsetting. I think if you brought it back today, I think people would enjoy it. But yeah, the movie is really great. You know, it follows his journey, and like he never had a dad, the main character, and so he makes friends with the cook on the ship he's on, and they're trying to find Treasure Planet, and he's like slowly this relationship grows between them, but you find out like the cook is like the pirate. He's like the captain, and like all the crew are all pirates as well, and so he's like at odds with him throughout the film, and he's like trying to like what do I do? And then at the end, the speech at the end of the movie before he leaves was awesome. It makes me cry. It was, it's greatness. Oh, dude, it's so good. Yeah, and just all the characters are great, and
It's an original story.
Yeah, original story. A lot of voice actors in this movie. I feel like I don't know who else is in it.
Yeah, this was definitely Disney's big animated
Mhm.
film of this year. Like nothing else was. I mean, Lilo and Stitch, yeah, but this was like the biggest.
It's
Martin
sad it kind of
Short.
flopped.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I forgot. He plays Jim. Yeah, he's in it. I'm trying to think who else. Yeah, not too many.
Do you think this would benefit from a live action, John, or would you be upset?
I don't. I think they should just stay away from live
They
action.
just got to leave it.
Just
maybe.
just let it
Yeah.
be. It's already great. Like you don't need to make a live action of this. But yeah. So
Nice.
Cool.
Love it.
All right, we'll jump into Cam's
Aha, do you guys know what
number
this
one.
is?
Yes.
Does anybody?
Count of
The
Monte
Count
Cristo.
of Monte Cristo. Come on. You guys haven't seen this?
I
Jake,
love
you haven't
it.
seen The Count of Monte Cristo?
Dude.
Oh
I
my
watch
gosh.
This. We always watch
Really,
it at
as
my
a
house.
literature guy, Jake?
No.
I watched this with my
Never seen
aunt and uncle, Meredith and Bobby, I think for the first time at their house. It's got Henry Cavill, you got Guy Pearce, you got Jim Caviezel as our main character as the Count himself. Basically, Jim Caviezel is wrongly accused, basically thrown into the worst jail possible by his best friend, kind of sets him up, which is Guy Pearce, the bad guy. Based on the book, but in prison he gets trained by Albus Dumbledore, the first Albus Dumbledore from Harry Potter, the one that died, the older version, and becomes like the smartest of the smart, the best at fighting. It's an awesome like prison jailbreak movie. It's an awesome like comeback story. He becomes the richest man ever because he finds some treasure. I mean, you gotta watch this movie. It is incredible. I love it. The end with the revenge. Dude, I can't talk enough about how awesome this movie is. This is like every like man's dream of like, oh man, I'm gonna get my revenge. You know, I don't know. I just love. Sorry.
Yeah, what's
I'm
so
passionate
interesting
about
is my wife's a book nerd, you know, and she says she doesn't like the movie because of the book, you know, because the book is that much better, which
Oh well, the
is
book
crazy
is so
because
good.
the
Yeah.
movie is so good. So yeah,
Yeah.
Yes, this was like Henry Cavill's like first film.
Yep.
Yeah.
This and is it not Stargate, Stardust or whatever? He's really young in that movie too. But yeah. Classic movie. Really love it. It looks. For some reason, this picture makes it look like an older movie, but
It is an old movie.
I mean, well, it is an older movie.
It takes place in an older time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Love it. I don't know. Any other thoughts, Wade? You've seen it, right?
Yeah. Yep. It's great. It's good.
Yeah.
Jake, you never seen it?
Never seen it.
Jake, I highly recommend it. You should watch it someday. I think it's free. It's probably on a streaming service somewhere.
Yeah.
I just watched it like last year, I think. Or
Nothing is free.
True. True. Unless you own it.
All right.
Yep.
Let's jump into my number one.
Let's go.
The Bourne Identity, and I just rewatched this. This is so good. You know, obviously starring Matt Damon. He's a like special, you know, like highly trained agent basically who loses his memory, but he still is like able to have all of his skills and his crazy memory, and he like knows exactly what to do in every situation. It's
but
just
everybody's
great.
after him too.
Everybody's after him because he, you know, defies orders or whatever. But yeah, man, really good. And I don't know why Ben Affleck and Matt Damon are so obsessed with like these characters who are savants in a way, but there's something wrong with them. Like Good Will Hunting, he's a genius in math and literature and all this stuff, but you know he has relationship problems. And then Bourne Identity, he's a genius in like agent stuff, but he lost his memory. And then the accountant, you got, you know, he's a genius in math and accounting, but he's got autism and has relationship problems. So I just thought that's funny.
If it ain't broke, I guess.
Yeah, it's a common theme they like to delve into, but it makes for like a really good story. And this movie kicked off a great series, and yeah, I love the action in it. I love Jason Bourne killing people with like, you know, a random item like a pencil or like a towel or something.
Dude, what about the score?
Oh yeah, I love
so
that
good.
at the end every time. Yeah.
Yes, him jumping in the water. He's always landing in like
water.
Oh, so good. I need to watch these again. They hold up. I think.
A while for me.
They hold up.
They do hold up. I skipped Bourne Legacy because that's the one without him, but yeah, they're all good.
I like Bourne Legacy.
I think
Jeremy Renner.
The thing I remember you talking about these movies is you don't like the fast cut blurry action stuff, and I totally agree actually watching it, but I still love the story. So
nice. Love it, Wade. This was on my honorable mentions, I think. Yeah, love it.
All right, let's jump to the last one of the night.
Jake is. Whoa! Let's go, Jake.
Scooby Doo. Guys,
Scooby-Doo.
you guys know I like Scooby Doo. And this is a big part of it too. And growing up in the era we got to enjoy so much. We got to enjoy on Boomerang the old original Scooby Doo where
Yep.
I use. We got to see like the new Scooby Doo Adventures on Boomerang. We had the Mook animation movies, which I've talked about in earlier podcasts. We also had these movies. I'm sure whenever, I don't know what year the second one was, I'm sure it'll just be an honorable mention that year and we won't talk about it much, so I'll kind of lump that in here. Guys, these movies are just perfect adaptations of the show. In a way, they're almost a continuation, as if like if we're in the future. They're written by James Gunn, who we know now is very
Head of
good at
DC.
writing a band of misfits, kind of caught together. It's kind of hard to say anything good about these movies because they're really silly. At times, they're quite stupid, but they're also really funny. And I think if you don't know Scooby-Doo, you might not really get much out of these. But if you've watched all the cartoons and everything, the way that they wrote these personalities and the way that the actors portrayed them, it is like seeing like the characters in live action.
Yeah.
It's probably one of the best live action adaptations ever. I'm not saying quality of the final product, but in what they were able to do of adapting the animated property to live action, except for the dog. And the casting is just ridiculous.
Yeah, the casting was pretty. This was awesome.
It's ridiculous, and we've seen other live action Scooby Doo's since then. None that I could ever stomach to watch. Where the casting is, it just makes you realize how perfect the casting was in these movies. If you ever see a cast of the live action Mystery Incs. from more that they've done recently, it'll blow your mind.
Yeah, they nailed the casting for this film. Like the other ones, they're so bad. Ugh,
and we have the wonderful one of my favorite vines of all time is an interview with the actors from this movie, and Sarah Michelle Gellar, who plays Daphne, was saying it wasn't a boy cartoon, it wasn't a girl cartoon, it was a cartoon for all kids. It broke so many barriers, blah blah blah. And then Freddie Prinze Jr., who plays Fred, saying it's about a talking dog. and how perfectly that just sums the entire thing up, where there really was a lot of depth a lot of times to Scooby-Doo stuff, and yet sometimes it's a talking dog. This movie really did both. The adult humor is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Nothing that's really like just like shocking, but
there's so many subtleties, because it's funny.
Yeah.
Because there's so many like jokes
stoner.
like, oh yeah, Shaggy's a stoner, and so it starts with they come up to the bus and there's like smoke coming out, and you can hear Shaggy and Scooby like going,
they're like giggling inside,
like giggling, and you're like, oh no, and then they go in, they're just cooking burgers. It's like that's so funny. That's a great idea.
So good.
His girlfriend's name is Mary Jane, and he hears that and he's like,
that's my favorite name.
Yeah, it's so
Oh
good.
my.
Yeah, and the second one really continues the same thing. It was the same creative team. I'm sure we'll talk about that honorable mention when we get there. But yeah, I guess it says number 1, but I guess this is really like number 6. But honestly, that's still a pretty good spot to be in for a silly movie like this.
Dude, I've never seen it.
Whoa.
Damn, are you serious?
Yeah,
dude?
I've never seen it.
You need to watch those. Probably this Halloween.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a must.
Yeah, dude, I hadn't seen them, and this was another one Jacob and Ryan actually made me sit down and watch. And I was like, okay, this is hilarious.
I love the scene at the castle. I love that scene, that whole
At
scene.
the castle?
Yeah. They go up to the top of like that island, and there's that huge castle, and they go inside.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Cotton candy.
Candy?
Wow.
That's the second one. But yeah.
That's so funny.
I remember
Scooby
showing
and Shaggy,
the second movie to you guys. When you guys were still living in New York, I showed this movie to you guys, and your mom was upset that you watched it.
I don't remember, John.
Oh, I remember it.
I don't remember seeing it either. No.
John got in trouble. You remember?
I don't
John
think
got in
she was
trouble
mad at me.
multiple times by showing us movies we were not allowed to watch.
I was just like, it's Scooby Doo. It's like she's gonna be all right with this. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that, John. That's such a great combo. The Webb family and showing them movies that they're not allowed to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Shrek
Yeah.
2. I got in trouble for that too. I remember that.
Oh, classic.
Although it slowly like created our movie taste.